Okie dokes. Oh, okay. Ready, Ebs? Okay. Well, welcome back to another Ebony video. My mic's still in place. Awesome. It's a nice day today. We're a bit later than we have been, but it's good. She's already a lot calmer, having had some exercise, some turnout. But we're going to do some riding today, I believe. I feel like it won't be very long before we don't need to do any of the groundwork to warm up. Not needing to do it is great, but it's probably important that we keep doing it for her strength. The main thing is to have her walk on the physical side, is to have her walk so she takes big long steps, moves her neck around from left to right. You just think about if you were warming up for a physical exercise, you don't just jump off the couch and start working out, right? There's got to be some stretching, some warm up. The thing with stabling, it's less important if they've been out, right? If they've been out in the field. But in the stable, they're really like on the couch. It's the equivalent. Only you can't get up off the couch, right? Because it's a tiny space. I know, come on. I know. You want to do sniffing instead of X. You can do that in the field, can't you? Can't you? Come on. So yeah, that's why, and you'll notice it in all my videos, whether it's puff and lollipop or a little chocolate pud pud, and whether I get on and ride straight away or whether I do groundwork first. If the horse has been stabled, I will spend quite a long time just walking. And today we're going to do a lot of walking ridden. Her issue with going forward is connected more to her opinion of being communicated to. So if I jump on her and I try to make her canter loads, that's me telling her to go forward a lot of times in a row. Where if I can say go for a walk, get a positive response and release, I start creating this positive thought towards moving forwards. Someone's not picked up their poo or something, hey, because you really want to sniff this edge. I can't see any poo, by the way, like not having a go at my liveries, but she really wants to sniff this bit. You'll notice I also got the longer rope today. Hopefully can work on those circles a bit more. I kind of debate when I do these videos whether I should just cut this bit out. It's not particularly interesting. But I also think it's important to see, like, training a horse is not just the exciting stuff. Nice steps, Ebs. Much better. Not so good on the front end. Keep going. No, this isn't the correct way to hold your stick. Good girlie. Little Ready. I also think you play a little bit of a balance when you've got your horse clipped. You don't want them to walk for so long that they get cold, because there's that to worry about too. It's quite a bit warmer today. You can't tell that probably, but last time I worked with them it was like 1 degree and today it's almost 10. Typical Britain, right? So I'm a bit less worried about that. I think it's really important though to establish a routine with your horse that's just, we're just going to do repetitive stuff, right? It's really easy to get into the exciting stuff and not do the patterns, not just repeat stuff. And there's two different ways in which this is difficult, really. One way is your horse is lazy, and so you do the pattern twice and they start getting stroppy and they don't really want to keep doing it. I feel like she possibly fits a little bit more into that category. And so what's actually ended up happening is people have tried to keep it too interesting, do too much, and then she's gotten sort of pissy because it's too many changes. But she's energetic, but it's too many changes. I could be wrong, but it can be hard with a lazy horse to be like, come on, we've got to do this routine over and over again, the same pattern. Or the horse, which is what I have with Pudding, is too energetic, too clever, wants to do stuff, so they start like doing silly stuff. And then you've got the opposite problem, where they tempt you constantly. That's probably the one I struggle with the most, is I have lots of horses that are really quite playful, and want to run around and lots of changes and lots of turns and look over there and let's do this. It's hard to say no, come on, we've got to practice. But it's no different from us. You know, if we want to be healthy, we should really have a gym routine, we should really have like good eating habits and all these things, and that requires repetition, the boring stuff, you know, and it's hard to motivate yourself. Find these things are all interconnected. Okay, Ebeluba. Now, what I couldn't do last time really, but I really want to do this time, is set up a trot circle and just let her do it till she settles. I've thought this since the first time I worked with her. It's something that needs to happen. Your hindquarter yield was much better on the other side. It was. So what I'm looking for is for her to take nice big steps in the back, these little steps in the front, and I want to be able to say when that leg stops. That's better. There you go. There you go. Good. Yes, better. Don't forget to keep going with that back end. Forget to keep going with that back end. There we go. I already like that. How I'm tapping her and she's not getting offended. That's it. So hi. You're being all cuddly, are you? Oh, sweet bear. Great big black nose. Yeah, so this hand controls the front feet, the stick keeps pushing the back feet, and you're able to sort of control how big the steps are in the front, which helps her to keep her shoulder up and away from you until you ask it to move through. It's a little distinction, but it's a really nice one. makes for a better hindquarter yield, a more respectful shoulder, which is something she had an issue with before. I feel like it's already past tense. She's already so much more respectful with her shoulder. Good girl. Much better. Already. Where's that edge with that? I don't want you going over those poles, really. There it is. So interesting how she carried herself better on the circle automatically at the beginning there. And then she sort of locked her neck. Atta girly. I think it's very easy, particularly in the warm-up, to ask for too much. Your sessions should be like a piece of music. They should ebb and flow and have crescendos and all that type of stuff, if you like. And at this stage, you're warming up, right? So it's not about her I'm not fussed if she does like everything perfect. Like, this is a really slow, lazy trot, but at least it's calm, you know? The tail's softening. Oh dear. Starting to feel it physically now a little bit. Just a little bit, hey? Don't like that squeeze, do you? It's right there every time. Could move it. There we go. You may not have been able to hear that on the video. She just did a little sigh. It wasn't big, but just waiting. And you notice I'm not fussing at her, right? Like, I'm not sort of saying, I'm not like, stand correctly, do this, do that. This is just like an endurance thing. It's just stay out there, and it's just your job to keep going. I'm not really fussed about how you go or where you look, but you're going to be out there a while. And I'm just curious to see, if I leave her out there, what's going to happen, you know? This is a very common sort of Pirelli taught it, natural horsemanship taught it a lot type thing, where you just sort of wait. You put the horse in a situation and you just wait for them to change something, and then you reward them for that change, as if that was what you wanted the whole time. And I think possibly some trainers like to claim they knew what the change was going to be, and there's sort of changes you're looking for, but the trick really is not to cling too strongly to any one change that you're looking for. You know, I could be like, I don't want her to drop her shoulder there, I want her to have her ears forward, I want her to blow out, I want her to relax her tail, take longer strides, settle into it more is another one. It's harder to define, but just sort of feels more like she's just going to keep doing it without correction. More consistent size circle, I could even reward her for that, you know, like for choosing to go over the poles. It's not what I wanted, but I could be like, yeah, the whole time I was just hoping you would try to go over the poles for me instead of avoiding them. I'm not going to. I'm waiting for something else. And I'm hoping it'll be really obvious, but I think what I want to get across is, like, it's not necessarily strictly defined what you're waiting for. And that took me years to realise. I thought all these natural horsemanship trainers that I'd watched knew from the beginning the change they wanted. And they did. They just didn't nail it down so strong. You know, when I did it, I was like, I want my horse to trot at this exact speed, and I'm going to keep going till he does it. And it's like, no, that's not. When you do that, whenever you set that, like, really specific, strict goal to this type of training, you're sort of just setting yourself up to fail, because your horse is either going to get it or they're not. Where when I've got this sort of vague idea in my mind, I can reward her for anything. You know? It doesn't need to be any sort of particular thing. I can just be like, that was it, and she can just feel great about it. I don't know how clear this is going to be on the video. I've watched the videos back and I'm like, they're a bit grainy. She's definitely changing some things. There's a little lick and chew. Oh, she's also yanking my arm socket out, which is not particularly fun. Trying to make the circle wider. She's taking like longer strides, like I was sort of saying. Like there is sort of her short striding trot. And that feels like she's planning to stop. Versus this trot, maybe this is a little fast. There's a slightly slower version of that same trot that feels like her working trot. A trot that she could just do all day, regardless of fitness level. And that's what we're looking for, is sort of for her to just have a consistent trot. To relax her body, to relax her tail maybe more. Soften her expression maybe. Relax her shoulder maybe. Throwing a lot of ideas out there because I'm just waiting. You know, and I've got my clock on the wall, so I know it's not actually been that long. You know, it's been less than 15 minutes. And I'm not going to lunge her for half an hour before I rise. Like, don't misunderstand this exercise. Tomorrow we'll do the same thing to the right. What I'm essentially doing is giving her a lot of freedom to do what she wants, and then letting her experiment within those boundaries. You know, big girl. And you know, she's sort of switching between being really cross at me and then like settling into it a little bit. No, it's hard, isn't it? Not all work is easy though, big mare. But if you've ever worked on a treadmill, and I've done quite a lot on the treadmill, I run 100Ks, so I train on treadmills sometimes. It's horrible. Don't like doing it. Just disclaimer on that one. And I get exactly the same expressions that she does at myself. Why am I doing this? It's so hard. It's annoying. And then I have these moments where my brain is no longer trying to stop me doing the exercise. And I start to like, you really, okay, let's do it then. Just keep trotting. Yep. Then my brain kind of gets more into what I'm doing, as in I start thinking about where I'm placing my feet, and there's like a mode you can get into where you really just settle into the exercise. And you go through all this. It's funny watching her because it's exactly the same if you do a workout, you know, on a treadmill, specifically on a treadmill. Because if you go running outside, you quite often don't think about where you're placing your feet. You don't think about your posture or any of that stuff because you've got so much else to think about, right? You have to do something boring and repetitive to really like lock into what you're doing in your body. There we go. Which is why lunging is so good for horses. The trick is knowing when to stop so that the next time you lunge it's better. And this is lunging. I don't care what people say. Because I am just telling her to keep going. Where you can make it more of a game. This is just exercise. There we go. That's better. I bet you heard that one on the video. Yeah. Don't act all cross with me. And also, like, I'm watching her armpits. I'm watching, like, areas for sweat. She's not really working too hard. You know, it's hard. She's not dying, though. Not today, I'm afraid, Ebs. I do have to watch the physical side of it, though, which is why I won't be doing the same. Quite often when you watch videos on this type of exercising, they will keep going until the horse makes like this massive obvious change, and they'll then do it on the other rein as well within 5-10 minutes. And you've got to understand those horses are a lot fitter and a lot better set up to do that. And sort of normal human horses are like normal English horses, sorry, not human, tend to be in stables more. They tend to you tend to watch those videos where they just lunge and circle and circle and circle for hours, being done on like Australian horses, wild horses, young horses that live in America, that are they're literally turned out and they are in thousands of acres in big herds, you know. Hi, that's very sweet of you. I might have let you come in. It was an interesting thought. I wasn't prepared for it. You only gave it to me for a second. Probably should have taken that. I was thinking about starting horses in Australia, I have to admit. At that moment, my mind was not thinking about your circles. I thought you were going to be at this for a little longer. She does that a lot. I think she expects me to flinch. I think she expects me to back off when she does that. And so what I'm seeing with that is actually, it's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. Ebs, I didn't tell you to canter. I told you to trot. Go trot. Go and trot. Till you settle into it properly. So I actually see that as a really good thing. As much as like, I just shut it down there, because I don't actually want her to escalate that. I see it as a good thing because she's starting to make changes, right? Actually actively trying to lunge at me is her trying to do this differently, right? More than just having her ears back and grumping, actually trying to shove me and trying to like leap at me is her going, oh, I can't just keep going as I'm going, I need to do something different. And isn't that a nicer picture? You can see her huffing now, up in her nostrils. A little bit longer, big girl. You've nearly cracked whatever I'm waiting for. There is like a genuine element of tiredness coming into it now. Well, shit. I'm a dad, I'm full of crappy jokes. Keep it going. Just a little longer, big girl. There you go. And so you'll often hear people say that expression that I said earlier, where I said, oh, I probably should have taken that. Or they'll say, take it, take that, take that. What they mean is they didn't know what they were waiting for, right? They didn't know the change they were going to get at the start. They just know what the good changes are, and when you get one, take it. You know? I feel like I want to take this. Oh, another little sigh. I just feel like there's one more big blowout maybe, or one more big shift coming. Okay, I'm going to stop there. I'm going to stop there. Interesting, she thinks you see how she's like, you're going to make me do something else. Come here. Interesting. Come here. There we go. What a good girlie. Good girlie. I know. Oh, was that a big deal? Was that a really big deal? Oh dear. To give you an idea, she's not even warm on her skin, and there's no sweat. So she's not struggling as badly as she was making it out to us. Are you? You funny big girl. But I really like that. I like that she got to that place where she had a more positive attitude towards it. There's a little bit of warmth on her neck. Come on then. We'll go for a little walk. One of the biggest mistakes I made as a young instructor, I feel like, and yes, there are people out there who will go, you're not old. I mean, as in, when I'd only been doing it for 10 years, not 20, is I would stand for a long time and rub them and use that as their reward. And I find myself more and more walking as their reward, and rubbing them and loving them, and spending some time standing. And I think maybe, again, a lot of the videos I watched as a kid were like, they made real extremes, right? So it was, you lunge the horse for a really long time till you get a big change. You circle the horse till they get a big change, and then you stop and you wait for a long time until they've digested that thought. And I feel like, you know, they tend to use quarter horses in those videos. They tend to be American type horses that have more turnout, and making excuses. But basically, I've found that English horses, particularly warm bloods, big jumping type horses, will seize up and will develop a sort of stop-start nature to the way they work if you do that all the time. And whilst I stopped with her for a little bit there, I feel like just walking and stroking her is just as nice. It's maybe not, if you like quantify it, it's not as nice as standing and scratching her, let's say. But equally, this is a reward for her. You know, it doesn't need to be standing and scratching or getting a treat or anything like that. Just doing less work and being like praised, me thinking that I'm happy with her, can really be enough. Okay. Hey. There, Kelly. Oh, goodbye. And so yeah, I am really happy with her for all those circles, and I want her to know that. So I am going to spend some time just standing and scratching. But I'm also not going to just stand completely still and do nothing. Ooh, is that good? Is that good stuff? Oh, I think you will bite me pretty hard if I let you. Oh Oh dear. That was a really itchy back, Ebs. Look at this one itchy back. Hey? I wish it was warm enough to let you out without a rug on. With a proper roll. Yeah, be nice, wouldn't it? Come on then. Good, good. Ebs. Oh, there's my treat bucket. The saddles. Yeah, you do some saddles. Alrighty. There you go. Also, just curious, anything I can do to improve these videos? They are just raw, unedited with me talking, giving my thoughts. So, if you have an idea of how I could potentially improve them, please let me know. This is her saddle. If you're watching these videos because you would like to buy this horse, this saddle will be part of the sale price. The owners don't want it, as far as I understand. Go, big girlie. Do, do, do. Oh, big girl. Great big mare, aren't you? Eh? I still don't feel like I'm very good at doing English saddles. It's funny, isn't it? I've been a cowboy all my life. I've only had 4 years practicing with the jump saddles, doing jumping. It's not long enough, is it? I think it's just hard for me because I have the comparison. I don't actually think I make it sound like I don't know how to. Which end does the head go at? You hook. It's not quite that bad. I did say I'm a dad, and I make really bad jokes, right? Disclaimer. Let's put a disclaimer at the beginning of all these videos. Jamie is a dad, and therefore will make really bad jokes, as is the prerogative of all fathers. Develop Your Horse does not condone these jokes that were made in the moment. I need one of those, don't I? It's not representative of Develop Your Horse PLC. I don't know why PLC, we're a limited company, but anyway, you know what I mean. Bad jokes. Ebeluba. What you doing, Ebs? I have such a love of horses. I know that's an obvious thing to say, There's just something really lovely about seeing a horse checking stuff out. Ebeluba, we've got to do some more work, Ebs. I know you're just looking cute as an excuse. It's stuff like that, though. Little moment. People often say to me, I love your relationship with your horse. I love how you are with Puff and Pudding, and I want that with my horse. Can you teach it to me? And it's like, no, I can't. I'd love to. But it's accepting little moments like that that create a good relationship. It's not a big thing, right? She just wanted to look in the distance, and I didn't stop her to do my thing, which is to finish warming up and to ride. Yeah, that's what I want to do now. And just sort of, yeah, allowing your horse to do its thing, even though it's not what you want. Oh, the grumpy girly. Oh, the grumpy girly again. I'm going to get rid of that. And, okay, she is a mare. I'm not going to stop her from ever putting her ears back. That's just unrealistic. Equally, I'd quite like it if she just got that expression, where it's just like I don't really want to do that kind of attitude, instead of the sort of aggressive thing that she's been getting going on. She's like, can't we just go up and sniff stuff? I like the curious stuff. Me too, big girl. We've got to do some exercise though as well. Yes, we do. Don't give me that. Come on. I know, you've done so much already, haven't you? And by the way, this is not, I'm not lunging her in the same way now. This is to get her saddle on properly, so there will be more changes. That's it. And I can be more particular because she is warmed up. Because it's both, right? Come on, keep that trot. Don't lose the forward. That's it. Ugh, I swear I just wish those poles could just magically disappear. Good, good. Come on, nice big trot. Nice big trot. There we go. That's better. That's better. Hey. Good. Good girl. Don't run me over with it though. Different cue-ebs. Good. Before that saddle starts slipping, hey? There you go. Oh, now we're puffing. Now we're puffing a little bit. So there's very different types of exercise. I think that's what I'm trying to get across today. As in, what's my focus for today with her? They're very different types of exercise, and I think that bit that I did at the end there is what she expects the whole session to be. And really, that should only be a small percentage of the overall session, right? More often than not, we tend to get into that's what we want to do, right? We want to canter and gallop and turn and spin, and that's the fun stuff, right? And it's like, actually no, there is also a really important element that is taking the time to do things in repetition, slower, over and over and over again. Sweeties? Sweetie? Who could the sweeties be for? Not for you, obviously. You're not a good pony, are you? You're here because you're naughty. You're such a bad mare. That's why you're here. Because you're such a bad mare, isn't it? You're such a bad pony, aren't you? I feel like you could edit in the other commenter. No, I'm a good girl. I didn't do it. I'm a good girl. I get sweeties because I'm a good girl. And they're going, no, you're not. You're big, bad pony. Yes. Yeah, not at all. I'm running a bit behind today, so yeah, that's absolutely fine. Sorry. So, yeah, I think you just edit that in, please. That's me, I'm telling myself to edit that in. Just clip the video, and I always upload these unedited, because I've got a bit of a thing about it. I don't, you know, I want to show everything. I don't want to hide stuff. And I can't film every second of my day, obviously, that would just be ridiculous, but I just, I feel like we have a terrible habit of only showing the good stuff, you know? There's this bad habit of being like, this is what horsemanship's like, and then just showing perfect horses doing everything really well and no problems happening. And actually, we all make quite a few mistakes. It's more that we handle them in such a fashion that you wouldn't know they were mistakes in the first place. So I tried to tell you, like, that was a mistake. I screwed that up, and now I'm going to do this to fix it. Tuck that cable away. Right. Ready, Ebbs? I've not done much backup, have I? Oof. Now I can actually see your bridle. It's adjusted a little bit. Could you bring that big old booty over a little bit? The big old booty. Come on. There we go. Yeah, I'll only be another 10 minutes or so, but yeah. There's a good big mare. There we go. Hi. Home sweet home. It's nice, Ebs. Nice. Hey. These little things are so important. It's silly, right? It's just, I just got on and she didn't go anywhere, but it was equally listening and ready to do, she had her ear on me and stuff. No, she's not. Come here. Come here. Come here, you great big goober. I know you know this because I've done this with you before. Come here. Come here. No, that's just silliness. God, where's your lateral flexion gone? Come here. Come here. Come here. Ebs. Seriously, I'm trying to give you a sweetie. Honestly. Little things like that, though, are really important. As in, she just thought that I was just yanking on her mouth. I need you to soften that neck. And then you get a sweetie. It's not so bad. Okay. Let's do it, big girl. Let's go for a walk somewhere. Ebs, that's very clearly a forward cue. Now a shoulder yield. There we go. So now, we are literally going to do 10 minutes of walking and nothing else. And I'm getting the feeling that's going to give me a lot of opportunities to say keep going. Even just in that 10 minutes. There's a good big girlie. These reins are just a touch too short. I took the other reins off because they were too short for what I want to do with her. And so for me, if you want to define like what is it that makes reins too big or too short, I want it so that when my hands are here, in a very comfortable position, she could put her nose on the floor. That way I can give the rein all the way to the ground, right, and let her graze without having to stretch. I think that just comes from doing a lot of freestyle riding. I think if I did a lot of contact work, when I'm doing more contact work, I do get annoyed at having reins that long. But I want her to be able to stretch. That was a very nice arc around the corner, but you sort of slightly overdid it, didn't you? Come up. Yield. And big long walk now. Good girlie. That's better. Up into a short walk. Very nice. Very nice, but keep walking. Nice. Little bend of the neck. Bend of the neck. Good. Good. Hold. Up a bit. Hold. Yes. Yes. Good. Now walk forward. Just a walk, just a walk, just a walk, just a walk. Good girlie. Nice big walk. Good gal. I like that big forward walk. Almost a trot. That's what we want to feel. Pick you up again, same spot. Take my time, shorten that walk. A little bit of flexion. That's even softer than last time, well done. Much better. Yeah. I slightly messed you up there, didn't I? I was halfway between ideas. Nice big walk if you're gonna lower your head there. Good girl. That's what we like to feel. Nice big long walk. So this time we're going to lift you up and we're going to shorten your walk, but we're not going to flex your neck. Just up, up, up. Nice slow walk. Very high head carriage. Keep walking. Keep walking with your head really high. Good, good. Good, Gally. And then lengthen that neck out. She's like, I'm up, what do you want? That's it, that's it. I want you to take the reins out of my hands a little bit. Not trotting. I know. You see it like, she did it a little bit before. Good, not down there. Not down there. Stretch forward, yes. There it was. There it is, good girl. Big strides. That's the one. That's what we're looking for. Do that one again, huh? We kind of started here, didn't we? Where I picked you up, shortening that stride as high as you can go without flexing. Shorten, keep walking. Nice high head carriage, but short steps, little steps. And then take the contact and walk forward. Go long, but not hiding behind the bit. Stretch that neck out long. Good. Not quite there, but we're getting there. We're getting closer. So what she's doing is she's up, the nose out a little bit, but up. And then I say lengthen and she does this. What I'm looking for is for her to do this, right? I don't know if that's easily seen on the camera, but we want to be up here as high as we can go. And then we want to go this way till she's here, but what she's wanting to do is go this like curling under action, and that's absolutely not what we want, because it's just not good posture. It's like me running with bad posture again. Keep moving. You're not high enough to walk that slowly. That's it. Good, and then we go. That was better. She knew it was coming. And that's why you do things in repetition in the same position, right? Because she was like, I know when it's coming. When her head is up, the vertical flexion could be slightly better, but we'll get that through lateral flexion. I'm not worried. When the neck is relaxed, she'll be fine. I'm going to do the same 2 exercises on this rein, and then you're done for today. Her willingness to go forward has already massively improved, which is really nice to see. And her general willingness to do things has massively improved too, so I'm also really happy on that front. Come up a little bit. Up. Bend that neck around this corner. Around this corner. Goodness gracious me. Don't know where that came from. Do you? How Jamie lost a lot of his audience in one sentence. That a galley. Don't drop. I know you find this rein harder on the ground too, didn't you? You can walk slower, but there you go. And then a nice big long walk. We'll do the long stretch. Good. Good girlie. That a girlie. And I'm kind of over exaggerating it by going completely to a loose rein, but expecting quite long strides. I'd like to try and keep a contact in the long and low, but at the moment I just want to reward that positivity, that willingness to come soft, come round. I'm not going to quite go as high, so we're going to let you have a longer walk. Flex the neck. Yeah, those flexions are hard on this rein, aren't they? You might need to get rid of the stick to do this better. The stick's kind of in my way a bit. Perhaps if I just do that, I can... There it is. There it is. I know you find this rein a lot harder, don't you? There, there, there. Yeah, good. It takes almost exactly the same amount of time both ways. Makes me worry that it's a big strides, big walk. Good girl. Good girl. Gather you up one more time. There we go. Already much better going into the position. Going into that position. I know I've got the video, but it's always nice to try and see it earlier. Well, I've gone a bit off script here. My idea was to go through the middle again, but she didn't round properly quick enough. On the other rein she rounded way quicker on this. There it is. And you can go long. Go long, not down there. Long, forward. That's it. No, don't tuck, don't hide your head. We want you to go long on that one. That's it. Lengthen, not this way. Okay. Cool. I know I did some of the straight line work on the other rein, but I don't feel like I need to. This rein's clearly weaker, so I need to actually start on this rein next time, so that I then have a gauge for the other rein. I should have known that, really. It's not uncommon for horses to be bad on the right rein. Ooh. Yeah, I know. The thing is, I've ridden you before you came here for a few weeks training, so I know what you know. You've just forgotten it. Okay? People are often like, why does that mean back up? And like, this just means flexion. And even the horse gets confused with it, right? And the distinction is my posture, right, my body. I think this is a really good video, like, angle for you to see it. When I ask for a backup, I can have the reins in contact already, but I lean back and my hands don't move. And it's that leaning back and sort of settling into the back part of the saddle that means come back. And if I just pick up the reins, but my body stays where it is, she should know that that doesn't mean move. That means bring this front portion. You're much more willing to do that than pudding, aren't you? You've not had nearly so many negative experiences in the bit. Ooh. Actually, negative experiences is the wrong term for pudding. He's held a contact a lot more and not had it mean bring your head in. As in, he's been jumping with the contact with holding his head, but that hasn't meant bring your nose in. It's meant, you know, stay connected to me with jumping, more than he's had bring the nose in. Or maybe it's a different cue than what I use for that. Anyway, pudding doesn't get it when I say bring your head in. That's what I'm trying to say. Where you get it, because I taught you that. Kinda, sorta. I've done it with you before. I don't know if I taught it to you. That might be a bit of a stretch. Wasn't so bad though, was it? By the way, I don't recommend taking your gear off this way, but I like doing it this way, because it just feels like a nice natural flow. Not lateral flow. More bad dad jokes. But of course, like now, she could run off with her saddle attached. So no, this is not the way that you should. This is not a how to untack your horse video. I like taking the tack off in the middle of the arena though, because it kind of just makes the arena, middle of the arena, an even nicer place. You know, we want the middle of the arena to be the favourite place. Oh, I forgot my stick ebs. Ugh, that's annoying. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video today. Going to take her out, go out and play for the day. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow morning for our next instalment, won't we, Ebs? Was that fun? Wasn't so bad, was it?